Welcome to the Hollywood Raw podcast. I'm Dax Holt. Over there is Adam Glyn. Today is our Raw Rundown. We got a lot of great stories for you. We're going to be getting into The Rock's movie tanking this week and how Taylor Swift took the top spot. But what his reaction to that whole thing is. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez reunited. We'll tell you why. Louis Tomlinson actually opening up about Liam Payne's death and which One Direction member was the one to inform him. And of course, Travis Kelce's wiener is all the rage right now in music after Taylor Swift made a whole entire song about his manhood. So we're going to get his reaction to this song and if he is feeling pretty confident right now. So we're going to jump into that. Stick around for the top 10 stories in entertainment news. Adam, how you doing this week, buddy?
I'm well. This week was a little slow for me. There wasn't just like much going on. I knew not to go for like The Rock when he was in town because I just knew that he was going to be kind of the best guy on the streets. And I'm sure at a party, he's shaking hands, he's giving hugs. If you're on a red carpet, he's going to give you the interview. Unfortunately, I don't get that access. I'm on the street and it's just mayhem whenever The Rock is on the street. So I don't get the access that I used to get. But I want to get into the Raw Rundown today. If you are new to the podcast, on Fridays, we drop the Raw Rundown. We go over the top 10 stories of the week. How do we pick the top 10 stories of the week? It goes by Google search. It goes by data. And lastly, it goes by our personal opinions. But ultimately, it comes down to the data, what you guys are clicking on. Dax and I have always said we've worked in different entertainment newsrooms, and they have a screen of seeing what people are clicking on, and they see what people are clicking on, and they move towards stories that people are clicking on. I did get a huge story this week. No, I don't want to talk about it. All right. I can't do that. I'll say the story. I'm not going to tell you the person's name, but the story can't come out because there was no charges filed. There was, I'll tell you this. Don't clip this, by the way. This is for YouTube. This is for the pod. This is a crazy story. The story will never come out because the people who I wasn't there, it comes through secondhand. They will never tell this story. So it has to go to a better source. But I was told there was a big celebrity at this restaurant and the celebrity was there messed up, trashed out of their mind, okay? Was talking a mile a minute. And at the end, the person got them a ride home from a police officer. Now, the police officer was a female police officer. I'm assuming an attractive police officer. The celebrity was so messed up that on the ride home from the restaurant to where they were staying, the celebrity whipped out their private, started looking at him, hanging out with himself and trying to get with the cop. And the cop was like, oh my God, like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not even supposed to be in the situation of giving the celebrity a ride home.
Hold on. Was the cop on duty or an off-duty officer? Like,
I'm assuming the cop was on duty.
In a cop car?
I'm assuming the cop was on duty. Now that stuff, I don't know if based on what the story was told to me, it sounded like they're in a cop car. Now I can't confirm that part because I forget those details. But when the cop gave the person home, they started touching themselves. They tried to feel up the officer and the officer was like, no. And like, shoot him away, like, get out of the car. Like, hey, here's your place. Go. Like, was getting nervous, like, what the hell?
The officer didn't even arrest the guy.
No. Because, again, I guess this officer was doing something in the wrong. And, by giving them a ride home, which they shouldn't have done. And, yeah.
Jeez.
Now you're like, you got to tell me who the person is. And I cannot do that because
I'm actually kind of nervous for the cop for
not
arresting the guy.
Don't clip that, by the way. But that's dirt, but that's like some of the this is some of the shit that I deal with. Like, you're like that. I mean, it is a pretty gnarly story. Yeah. I mean, the story probably won't come out unless the cop kind of comes forward, but which I doubt. So yeah, it's I was dealing with that this week. Like, is this legit? Should I just put him like, yeah, crazy thing. All right. On Wednesdays, Dax and I also drop an episode. Sometimes we talk to each other. Sometimes we have a guest. Dax is getting ready for BravoCon. Let us know if you'll be at BravoCon. Dax will be at BravoCon this year, right? You're excited for that?
I am so excited. It is coming up next month already. It's kind of mid-November in Vegas. It was fun 2 years ago when they had the last big one in Vegas. I'm going again with Melissa Rivers, and we love to just roam the floor, check out all the vendors. We go back We try to sneak ourselves backstage to meet up with all the celebs, get some interviews. We take our little miniature red carpet so that it can go anywhere with us, our portable red carpet. But yeah, if you guys are going to be there, let me know. I'd love to meet up with you guys. I'll introduce you to Melissa Rivers, the whole thing. So let me know if you're going to be out there, and we'll do some kind of Hollywood Raw meetup. It'll be great.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know in our private Facebook group off the record if you're going to be at BravoCon. Before we get to the Raw rundown, Dax likes to read reviews because he likes to work on his reading skills. Do you have a review ready for us, Dax?
I love reading reviews. I don't have any new ones for us, buddy.
Okay. Well, that means you guys.
Only because we grab all of ours off of Apple Podcasts. I know people are leaving stuff on Spotify. It's very hard for me to find on Spotify. But if you guys can leave some more on Apple Podcasts, I will start reading them because I've ran to the end. So I'm there.
Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing. I've read thousands of reviews. It's time for some new ones.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the Raw rundown, Dax, starting with number 10.
Number 10, Gene Simmons, Kiss Rocker, was hospitalized after a car crash in Malibu this week. NBC LA4 had reported that he's 76 right now, crashed his vehicle into a parked car on Pacific Coast Highway on Tuesday after apparently passing out or fainting inside his Lincoln Navigator. It sounds like he is doing just fine. They told the news outlet that he's all good. They informed, Gene actually informed deputies when they showed up to the scene that he had passed out or fainted before the collision, and that I guess he's been having some health issues over the last little bit, and so this probably contributed to it, but he is now recovering at home. That is at least according to his wife, Shannon Tweed, and said that his car actually careened across a few lanes of traffic during the accident. So this could have been a lot worse for him, or a lot worse for anyone else that was driving at that time. And so he had recently, I guess, changed up medication. And now he needs to drink a lot more water, which I guess he's not too fond of. And that probably contributed to him being out of it. But yeah, very scary. I mean, think about this. Remember Bruce Jenner back in the day also had an accident on PCH that ended up taking someone's life, because it is essentially people are going very fast in two directions without a median or some kind of divider. And so you head on collision with someone else, and it could be really, really gnarly on PCH.
Yeah. PCH, by the way, the coolest road out there. I love the PCH. After you get past Malibu, past the early part of Malibu, I think the PCH is awesome. But again, luckily he hit a parked car and there was nobody severely hurt. But this could have been so much worse.
Depending on which part of PCH. So again, I don't know the exact location on PCH, but there's cliffs there. You could drive your car off a cliff, go straight down. You could drive into homes because the homes are right there along PCH. It could have been pretty bad. So we're lucky that this is all we're reporting, is that he went home, or he had to be hospitalized for a day and then went home,
Yeah. Are you a Malibu guy? Do you like Malibu?
I like Malibu. It is beautiful. I hate getting to Malibu because
it's hard. It's far from you.
Fucking far.
Yeah, it's far from you. But it's for you. It's far. For when I stay, usually in LA, I usually like to stay in Marina Del Rey, kind of like Venice area. So it's not far at all. It's so close. But for you, I can understand it's really far.
And it's the second any traffic's there, it takes forever. But every time I've gone, I've seen celebs, because it is kind of out of the beaten path for tourists. So if you go to the Country Mart, or you go shopping around there, or even I don't know, there's the local Ralph's or Vaughn's or Pavilions or whatever it is, you kind of run into a lot of celebs because that is just their hometown. Yeah,
I mean, listen, if you could live anywhere in LA County, would it be Malibu for you, or is that
if I had endless amount of money and I didn't have to go places, then yes, that would be cool, because getting in and out of Malibu is such a pain in the ass that I wouldn't want to have to work in LA and live in Malibu, if that makes sense, because getting in and out is terrible.
Yeah. All right. Number 9.
Number 9, Jennifer Aniston opening up about her 20-year secret battle with wanting to have a baby. And, this is kind of the first time Jen has really, really opened up about all the headlines, the rumors that have been circulating around her for so many years that she didn't want to have kids. And that was the reason that her and Brad Pitt broke up, because he wanted children. She did not. And she's like, that's just not true, guys. I have been dealing with the inability to have children and infertility issues and struggling and doing all the things to have kids. And I haven't been able to do it. And she's like, now that ship has sailed at this point in my life. I think she was 35 when she was with Brad, and then she was 45 when she married Justin Theroux. And so she's like, it's not going to happen for me. But I've read the headlines. I've seen the headlines. And she goes, I try to ignore all these things that are said about me. And she goes, the headlines come and go so quickly that sometimes it's not even worth responding. But she goes, it's really, really hurtful to have all these people thinking that I never wanted to be a mother, when in fact I was secretly trying behind the scenes for so long. So this came out in a Harper's Bazaar big old spread that they did with Jennifer, and she just really opened up about a lot of her life and her struggles with infertility. And I think that that was one headline that persisted with her for a very, very long time, especially with Brad. So it's kind of awesome to finally hear the truth straight from her.
No, 100%. You kind of got the answer that she did want a family. The pressure we've put on Jennifer Aniston over the years has been insane, from relationships to being with someone new. A lot of public pressure, and it's still amazing. Is it 30 years now, Dax? 30 years later, we're still putting so much pressure and so much energy towards Jennifer Aniston's love life.
It's weird. Like,
weird.
Why have we had this weird fascination with Jennifer Aniston's love life for so long? Like, why her? High school. Taylor Swift has also been in that same boat as well. Everything Taylor does when it comes to a relationship, people talk about, care about, and I don't know why some people get that attention and others don't.
Maybe hers was just at a different time. I don't know, but maybe it's transitioned differently now, again, with Taylor Swift. So it's just amazing that people have this obsession with Jennifer Aniston. It's so high school. Like, we just want to know what's going on with the pretty girl. But yeah, it's crazy. But I appreciate her doing this interview, just because it's going to kind of hear that she did want that, because we just really never knew. All right, Dex, number 8.
I really never knew. So it is good to hear from her. Okay. Dwayne The Rock Johnson has, his movie, his latest movie, the Smashing Machine, has done just terrible in the box office, which is really surprising, because a lot of people have said that this is the best they've ever seen The Rock act. He truly embodied the character and made it an amazing movie. Like, people are talking Oscar nominations, the whole thing with this, and it apparently just did not do well at the box office. I think it brought in like $6 million or something, which is, in movie language, a giant old flop, because I'm sure he got paid $20 million to make it or something crazy. But Taylor Swift's movie was released about the same time. She's got that new 89-minute feature called The Official Release Party of a Showgirl. It went to movie theaters. It did surprisingly very well. Well, not surprisingly, it did very well. I think it brought in over like $33 million in the first weekend. So it's considered a hit for her. And listen, The Rock sounding off on it, and he said, listen, you can't control box office results. He acknowledged that it was a disappointing performance up against Taylor Swift. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do when Taylor releases an album at the exact same time and day as something you've got in the box office? Not only did she beat out The Rock, she beat out Leonardo DiCaprio's new dramedy, one battle after another as well. And that is just the power of Taylor Swift. It's hard to combat with her, but that is the reality.
See, I have a few things here. You're not really competing against Taylor Swift, because it's a different audience. Different audience is going to see Taylor Swift than it is compared to going to see The Rock. Now that the Taylor Swift movie came out last week, how will The Rock's movie do this week? I also think with The Rock's movie, there's a little bit of weird stuff going on behind the scenes. A24 did this film. This was a big budget film for A24. They've kind of been known as like the New York kind of indie kind of movie studio. And they spent a little bit more money on this. The Rock was what was it, about a month ago, was at a film festival, got like a 15, 20-minute standing ovation on his role doing this film. Now, granted, some people say that could have been sort of fixed where everyone started doing it, just trying to build up, they were trying to gas up this movie to kind of bring more attention to this movie. I also think there are some issues with The Rock as far as his marketing for his personal brand. I think The Rock was the guy of the people for a long time. That's what has made him famous. The people's elbow, the people's champ, that's who he was. And now he's been so big, he's not a man of the people. Again, I can say from my own experiences, you see him on the street, he's not doing those viral moments he's so spaced out from the people these days. Like, you don't see him hanging out with people on the street, signing autographs on the street, like what John Cena does at the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like, the little things sort of add up and change the people's perception. I also think with The Rock, I do think The Rock also rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, the way they handled SummerSlam this year. Like, he was supposed to get involved in wrestling and John Cena this year, and then he kind of like distanced himself from wrestling. He sort of just kind of like, it was like a wrestling storyline that he was involved in and then quietly just did not get more involved in it. Nobody knows what happened. Like, why was he not associated with that? Then you hear his interview on Joe Rogan, which was almost about a year ago. And it wasn't the best interview because The Rock was, I felt like a little bit uncomfortable in the interview. I just think he's got to, I'm a huge fan of The Rock. Like, I really am. I want him to do well. Like, I'm a wrestling guy. I'm an old school wrestling fan. So I grew up on the guy, but you kind of just want to see him still as the same guy. And I feel like he's become such a star that he's just like obtainable now. Like, he's not, he needs more branding for himself. He just needs to seem more real, just be more honest with the audience.
I also think more. I think they didn't promote this movie very well.
No, not at all.
Like, I didn't even I remember what you said with the film festival and knowing that it got like the standing ovation that lasted forever and everyone was all excited and then that was it. I didn't even know it came out. I had no idea it was in the movie theaters right now. So I think there was a problem with marketing this thing. But also like, it could still potentially land him an Oscar. It doesn't matter how many people watched it. Movies like this, even if they don't hit mainstream, can still land someone an Oscar if they did a good job. And then it would revitalize the movie. And the second he gets an Oscar, everyone would go check it out and it might get a second win. So
I agree.
I wouldn't count it out.
You can't really compare that to Taylor Swift. Two different audiences. I mean, if the people really want to see The Rock's movie, they would have showed up to see it. I just don't think there was a strong marketing behind it. All right, what's next? What number?
7? We are on number 7. Yes, number 7. Nicole Kidman saying that she uses fashion as her armor. And this is right after, obviously, her big split from Keith Urban. But she was expressing that she uses fashion as her armor amid this like divorce that she's got going right now. She said this, fashion has been like just a main theme in her life for so many years. She says sometimes it's playful, sometimes it's sexy. It just depends on her mood. And sometimes it's androgynous. Sometimes it's kind of screw you. And it's, I guess, fashion. She views fashion as a parallel artistic life. And she's had like so many big designer friends in the industry that she's like been very fortunate to work with all these designers and have these fashion outfits given to her, or her being the muse for so many people over the years. And she goes, I kind of can hide behind fashion when there's something crazy going on in my life and let the fashion do the talking. It's so funny. I'm so not a fashion person. I'm like reading this, just cringing the whole time.
I know, I get it. Sometimes I feel like I'd be further my career if I paid attention more to fashion, like just dressed in more of like a character. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, like I got to dress like Pink to make it in this business. Like that's what they want. Like they don't want you dressed like a normal dude.
No, I wish I could like, step it up, but I can't put that much time behind my getting ready in the morning. I just can't do it.
I get it.
I don't care enough.
Number 6.
Number 6, Trump confirming that Sean Diddy Combs did ask him for a pardon. This was a big question a couple, 2 weeks ago. Sean's there were some rumors going around that Sean Diddy Combs had actually requested the presidential pardon in connection to his federal criminal case. And apparently 100% true. This came up while Caitlin Collins from CNN was talking about the potential Jeffrey Epstein former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, also asking for a pardon. And Trump said, yep, they've reached out. Probably very unlikely, but they have reached out. So I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
They're doing anything right now to grasp at straws. He was sentenced to about 4 years in prison. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been up to 11 years, and the judge gave him 4, and is also counting some of the time that he's already spent behind bars, which is 13 months or something like that. So he's looking at 3 more years behind bars right now, and they just are wanting to get him out of there, and it's just not going to happen. Not only that, it probably didn't help that he talked shit on Trump when he was getting elected, or during the whole election process, because Trump goes, yeah, I saw that he was asking for a pardon, but he wasn't very nice during my election, so that would make it very hard for me to give him one. I'm like, oh God, wait.
I don't think anybody can. You imagine if Trump pardoned P. Diddy with the outrage that would happen?
It would be so bad. The optics would be so terrible. Well,
I think that's the one thing Republicans and Democrats could agree on. No, let this guy serve his time. And
exactly.
He's very fortunate he got the sentence he did. I mean, and when I say this, the stuff he did was weird. Not all of it was illegal, but it was definitely weird. But I think ultimately, no, he's not a good guy. He did do some stuff that was illegal.
Did you see that the feds are actually keeping some of his Ibiza tapes in connection to the freak off sex sessions?
It should be in the Smithsonian. That's where it should be. It should be in the Smithsonian. It should be the people's kind of I would love to see what it just looked like. But yeah, why are they keeping this?
I'm like, why are you guys keeping this stuff? I mean, I get it, keep evidence, but sometimes I'm like, are you keeping evidence just because you want to keep an eye on the freak off stuff, or do you guys really need this as evidence?
Yeah, definitely weird.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to keep this one locked up. And by locked up, I mean at my house in my cassette player.
Yeah, they're definitely showing at the company Christmas party this year. You're like, you got to see this. This is gnarly. Number 5.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez reuniting for the first time since their big separation. They hit the red carpet together, and this is for a new movie that they have worked on. Jennifer Aniston. God damn it, I keep saying Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez starred in this new movie, Kiss of the Spider Woman, and Ben Affleck and his production company is actually the movie company that produced the whole movie. So they both had a hand in this. So they walked the red carpet together, were smiling, posing for photos. But this kind of really showed signs of solidarity when it comes to a working relationship and a project. I think they still have a lot of love for each other. They just knew that this relationship wasn't going to work out. But they looked great together. They posed a bunch. They smiled. He looked really happy to be on the red carpet with her. And he really just praised her and her role in this movie, saying that she was an incredible actress. She did all of her own singing, her own dancing. I guess the movie is kind of about a showgirl and her being super famous. And there's 2 guys in prison that are thinking about her and escaping in their minds to watch this woman. I know I started to watch the trailer and I was like, hell no, not a movie I'm going to watch. But you know me, I'm not a big musical kind of person. And just watching the preview, I was like, ugh, this is not my style of movie. But he basically praised her, saying that she was fabulous. And it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone how good she was in this role, and that you get to see her and how she has so many gifts and talents, and that she just is a phenomenal actress. So I like hearing that he is praising her after everything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they were working together in this project, so he has he does have some sort of investment in this project. With that said, I think there wasn't animosity between the two. I mean, I know that their kids were enjoyed each other's company, so there was kids involved. I think Jennifer has hung out with Ben's kids, or Ben has hung out with Jen's kids since everything. So yeah, I mean, it was nice to see them together. It's just nice. I don't think Jennifer Lopez is some ill will person either, except maybe when it comes to Diddy.
I like when adults act like adults. That's what I like. I mean, we have so many stories about, people being assholes to each other after they go through a divorce. And I feel like we're always talking about the nasty splits. So it's nice when it's not a nasty split and people actually just kind of get along.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Jennifer Lopez, what I realized. I just saw it the other day. She loves the attention. Like but she understands the business. I shouldn't say she loves the attention. She understands the business. Now, she did a late night show the other day at NBC. At NBC, you can use the garage when leaving. Use the garage. You come, your car, your SUV, whatever goes into the garage, nobody sees you. And then when you leave, your SUV comes out of the garage, nobody sees you. And then you could go from garage to garage. What does Jennifer do? She walks out of NBC. Now, granted, she does come out with security, but her car waits outside. I'm curious what made
her.
this. Yeah.
She knows what to do. And you know what it is? She probably spends a lot of time on her hair, her makeup, her fashion. And why let it just be for that one TV show when she could walk on the street, paparazzi photos? Now she's going to be in magazines. Like, she knows the game. She's smart.
Listen, very smart move. It's those little things that build up. I mean, that's my beef with The Rock. Like, Jennifer is still Jenny from the block. Now I'm sounding like I'm rhyming. But Jennifer Lopez does those little things, that those photos, those videos, those cell phone videos, those all add up to promoting a movie. Those fan cell phone videos on TikTok of like, oh, guess what I saw on the street? The Rock doesn't do that. The Rock will go from garage to garage any way possible. That's what his team does.
Wow,
And it actually hurts
really not fanboying out over The Rock today. This is I feel
no.
like The Rock hurt you, bro.
The Rock didn't hurt me. It's The Rock's team hurt me. And it's disappointing because I know there's so much potential. I know how much people appreciate him, and him doing that stuff. They think they're helping him, but they're really hurting him. That's my thing.
Rock, will you please call up Adam and tell him you're sorry?
Yeah, send me a text. Let me know what's good. That's good. All right, what number? Number 4?
Number 4, Louis Tomlinson opening up about Liam Payne's death and where he was at the time when he found out. So he was on the Diary of a CEO podcast this week, and he said that he was actually in a car in LA, and he got a call from Niall Horan, his One Direction bandmate, and said, "Hey, just need to tell you, Liam Payne died." And he just said, what? And said that he had that same feeling of just like numbness that he had when his sister passed away at the age of 18. I don't know if you remember that story. That was a big story back in like 2019 when his sister died at such a young age. And he said, I think anyone that has had this when they're around someone who is struggling, and he goes, he was very much struggling, and he was having a rough time in his life. And I can't imagine this, that, you lose someone that is so close to you, and they had a bond unlike most people or most friendships, right? Like, you're spending every moment of your life with these people, and you're traveling the world, and you're becoming famous together, and you're becoming rich together. And like, they have an experience that no one else can appreciate other than people in this band. So I think he said he was just beyond devastated. He lost a brother. And he said he was, such a positive, funny, kind soul. And he actually went into saying that they don't know when there's going to be a reunion, a One Direction reunion, because Liam was really the one who was pushing for a reunion. And so now all of that has kind of gone on pause. He said, but don't count it out. Maybe one day there will be something. But just right now, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Still a tough passing. I don't think time will do. But again, you remember that do you remember where you were when you found out about that death?
I was home when I got that news. I think, and I'm trying to remember. I think I got an alert on my phone that he passed away, and I was like, no way.
I was driving. I was on my phone while driving. Bad mistake. Don't judge me. But I was on my phone while driving, and I saw it. I was like, is this real? And then I had to like refresh. I had to like boot out of the app, go back in the app. I was like, oh no, this is real. I was like, oh my God. I think I might have called you. I was like, oh my God. Like, it was just so caught you off guard.
It was
Same
such
thing.
a big, shocking one that It was just like, no way, this can't be true.
But I remember, I mean, for you, you had a lot invested into the Michael Jackson death. What was that moment? Where were you when were you sitting at your desk when you got the Michael Jackson death?
No, I got the initial phone call. I was at work at TMZ at that time,
Yeah.
and I got a phone call about there being an ambulance at his house. And so that was the initial tip off that I got. And then did so many phone calls. And one of the phone calls I made, they had confirmed that he was dead. So, and then Harvey and Mike and a bunch, like we got additional confirmations that he was dead. And so that was like a good, I don't know, hour of time that passed. Then we
Yeah.
broke it. And then it's still, if you remember that day, we broke the news and no one believed us. And
Yeah.
people were like, they were going out of their way to discredit TMZ and say like, oh, well, according to TMZ, he's dead. But like, there was also people coming out from the hospital saying he wasn't dead. And so they were trying to like contradict our story to like, um, make it seem like it wasn't true. And then a couple hours later, everyone else started to jump on, and they could only credit us. It was pretty interesting the way that news all broke out.
Wow. All right. Number 3.
Channing Tatum finally responding to Jax Taylor's repeated claims that they were roommates. So this became a pretty big story years ago when Jax was on, I think, Andy Cohen, and basically said, "Oh yeah, like Channing and I were roommates back in the day. We were both living in New York in one of those model homes," and so it got a lot of news and a lot of headlines. Well, Channing Tatum showed up on Andy Cohen's Live, and he was there to promote his new movie. And he said, he was asked about, hey, were you guys actually roommates? He said, absolutely not. I don't think I have ever roommated with him. But he said, they throw you into a model house and there's just like a bed. And he goes, I got kicked out of my first model house because I got a fight with one of the guys. But he does not remember ever living with Jax Taylor. And I thought, there's probably a lot of models going in and out of these model homes. He probably just doesn't remember, because why would Jax make that up? Like, they both lived in model houses. There was probably a moment where they crossed paths. Why would Channing say no to that?
Yeah, I kind of believe they might not have been close. People are going in and I'm siding with Jax here. I think
I know. I feel like
it's
I'm
such a random thing.
Too.
I mean, it could have been like 2 weeks. Like how long?
But like he even said, "Hey, I remember back." Like Jax even said that Tatum got famous real quick. He did a Mountain Dew commercial and launched his on-camera career. And I'm thinking, how would he know all those details if he wasn't living in the house? And maybe Channing just doesn't remember him. There's a lot of people that have come in and out of my life over the years that I might not remember just because they weren't famous, or they weren't recognizable back then, or we didn't talk, or whatever. I don't know. It seemed like a weird one to like deny so hard.
Yeah, but people really wanted to people just love to hate on Jax. Let's be real. They just want to, he's a fun, and honestly, props to him for being able to handle the negativity, but also it's probably good for business too. Like, you want someone to hate, they want someone to sort of bully. So
people love a villain. So
yeah,
there you go.
It works. Number 2.
Travis Kelce, his manhood, been all over the news recently after Taylor Swift released her new song "Wood" that claims his junk is like a redwood tree, and and it's not hard to see and all this stuff. Well, his brother kind of put him on the spot this week on their new podcast, or the new episode of their podcast, New Heights. And he, Jason's like, so how do you feel? Are you feeling not so much confident, but are you feeling cocky about this new song "Wood"? And Travis is like, oh, any song that she references me is very, and Jason was not having his BS response. He's like, all right, it's not just any song. This is a very specific song talking about a very specific part of your body. Like, come on, how do you feel about it? And Travis was not taking the bait. He kept saying, it's just really nice that she's doing songs, and these songs are really good, and she's so talented. And Jason was making fun of it, saying like, it's really cool that, she said it was redwood, because he said, if it was about me, it'd be a Japanese maple or something. if my manhood was in a song. And he didn't take the bait, but he just kept praising her new album and praising what a good singer he is. But You know he is loving every second of this. We're both guys. If Taylor Swift, the biggest artist in the world, had done a song talking about how big our junk is, I mean, you're gonna go home with a smile on your face.
100%. They, yeah, it just feels so forced to me when you make a song like that. You know, people are going to talk about something like that. You know, the lyrics are, it's going to blow up. So to me, it just doesn't feel genuine.
I thought that the only line in Wood that I was like, I kind of cringed at was the "Open Up My Thighs," because the song is a great song, but it felt unnecessary. Like, I get all the innuendos and all of that because she knows what she's doing and she gets press off all this. I just was like, it's weird that it was so upfront and so out there of, I'm like, did she think people wouldn't get the innuendos if she didn't put one like super racy line in there? So that was the only thing that I thought was strange. But listen, Taylor Swift, she is the queen of PR and press, and she knows exactly what she's doing. And she goes, I'm going to make a song that is so racy that will get everyone talking because it's so unlike her. And it's everything she does is smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I can say. She's just
I get it.
Smart.
Dax, the number one story of the week.
Number one story of the week, a lot of people were worried about Dolly Parton and whether or not that she was doing okay. Her sister had gone on social media this week and basically said, please pray for my sister Dolly. She's going through a lot of health issues right now. I really just want to send her some good vibes. And it sent the internet into a frenzy thinking that Dolly Parton was about to pass away or she was in the hospital on her deathbed. Well, that was just not the case at all. In fact, Dolly went and did a video from the set of, she was working on some project. She released a video saying, I'm all good. I think she had like kidney stones or something that she's been dealing with. So, but nothing crazy, just she's good. And I guess her sister was just a normal concerned sister and just wanted prayers, but didn't realize how bad her post was going to take off and freak out the world, especially Dolly Parton's husband died back in March. So, and I know that kind of took a big toll on her mental health because she was struggling with his passing and was kind of in a dark place for a while. But I guess she's all good. Nothing to be concerned about. She's not on her deathbed. She is here. She is fine. So everyone can kind of calm down on the Dolly Parton concerns.
Yeah, it was weird. I think for a second, based on what her sister said, I think everyone got a little concerned of like prayers for Dolly. I'm like, whoa, this is like, that's a very...
It sounded bad. It
sounded really bad. And I mean, Dolly Parton's a treasure. It's so funny. I think I told you about a month ago, I went on eBay trying to look for like vintage Dollywood clothes. I just thought it'd be funny to like walk around Dollywood clothes.
So were you the one that started the rumor about her?
I did. No, I didn't do any rumor. No.
So you could have the last vintage
Don't
Dollywood
put me in there.
clothes and
Don't
make
put
a
me in
lot
there.
of money?
Yeah. I was trying to buy up all the vintage Dollywood clothes. I mean, that would have been a good business investment.
You're like, I'm going to make a ton of money off this stuff.
I wonder what she said to her sister behind the scenes. Like, dude.
She's like, dude, you're causing chaos here. Please, you need to calm down. Don't talk about me publicly unless something is really bad because you're making like all these rumors start.
Yeah, but that was the number one story of the week. People were very, again, it was a close call of losing.
She's one of the most, I think I had seen a poll or some news a couple of years ago that she is the most trusted, most loved person on the planet. Isn't that funny?
Really? That's wild.
Yes. It was some kind of thing that like said that she could sell products more than anyone else because she is so trusted and so loved.
Really? I mean, there's nothing, what are you going to say negative? I mean, people do kind of, I don't even know that much about her. I'm not like a Dolly Parton historian. She's just like a cultural figure. But, I mean, people love her. It's just like, oh, it's Dolly Parton. It's cool to see. She's just, Dolly. Yep. She's part of your, she's a big celebrity she's, older. It's a big part of your life. But that is the Raw Rundown. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let us know if you're going to BravoCon. Let us know in our private Facebook group off the record.
Join me. Come hang out.
Hang out with Dax.
I'd love to meet you guys.
Listen, if there's a lot of people, maybe we'll start something there. Maybe do a meetup. Who knows? But Dax will be there at BravoCon. Check out that's on our private Facebook group off the record. Follow me at Adam Glyn. Follow Dax Holt at Dax Holt. See you guys next week.
Later. Guys, hope you like that video. We got a lot more where that came from.
Hit that bell, like, subscribe, share with a friend. The best thing you do to support us is really doing that. And we really need the money because we need hair gel.